When NASA can show me an image of the sun, the moon, the earth, and stars all in one photo, I'll be on board. And on top of that, when NASA can provide me a perfectly clear image of a cruise ship on the other side of the earth that is upside down.
Okay. Hard to know where to begin there, but let's break it down a little bit. So she wants to see a picture of the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun and the stars. So that just tells me she doesn't know how astronomy works and she doesn't know how photography works. Here's the thing: when you're outside of the Earth, you're in space, and we have astronauts who were able to tell us their experience going from the Earth to the Moon. It's perpetual daytime. There's no atmosphere to cause a blue sky. It's black, but you cannot see stars because the brightness of the sun, it's day bright. You're still the same distance from the sun, right? It's bright as day out there, and that washes out the stars. You can't see the stars. You cannot photograph the stars, right? The sunlight is way too bright. If you watch a documentary about Apollo 13, for example, why Apollo 13? Because the astronauts there didn't land on the moon. They went around the moon and came back because of the accident. They'll tell you that they didn't get to see stars until they were in the shadow of the moon, right? Until the moon was occluding the sun, then they saw brilliant star field. Until then, no stars because it's basically daylight. So you're not going to get that. That's just photography, physics. So you're not going to be able to see the stars and the sun in the same shot. It's just impossible to make that happen. What would it take to see the moon and the earth and the sun in the same shot? Well, we certainly have photographs of the moon and the earth in the same shot. There are pictures of the earth from the moon. And of course, if you want the earth to be illuminated, the sun's got to be behind you, right? If you want the sun in the shot, then the earth is going to be at most a crescent, and you either have to be on the other side of the moon from the earth or you're on the moon, so you're seeing it in the foreground. I don't know that there isn't any single pictures showing that, but again, that would be kind of challenging photographically to get the sun, but also be able to see the earth, from the moon. We do have pictures of the earth and the sun, the moon and the sun, the earth and the moon, definitely. Again, not with the stars. If you want the stars, you got to be in shadow. You got to be on the night side of something, the night side of the earth, the night side of the moon, in order to get that. But the implication here is that we don't have enough evidence to convincingly demonstrate that the earth, the moon, and the sun, the planets, that the universe works the way that scientists say that it works. I'm assuming this person is a flat earther. But there are pictures of the globe of the earth rotating. It's if that evidence is not enough for you, then then no evidence is enough for you. You're just denying evidence. You're just asking for something that doesn't exist, just to keep moving the goalpost beyond whatever evidence you are shown. That's a clear just moving the goalpost fallacy. I'm not even sure what she's expecting for the ship upside down. Like, you understand that on a spherical Earth with gravity, one side is not any more upside down than the other side, right? Like, it's just all a matter of how you are oriented to the surface of the Earth. If you're in orbit and you turn over, then it's upside down. If you turn the right side up, then it's right side up. It's a kind of a nonsensical kind of thing. But if we back up a little bit and say, well, okay, are there any instances of things being upside down because you're on different sides of the planet? And the answer is yes. Anyone like me who has been to, in both hemispheres, I live in the northern hemisphere, I've been to the southern hemisphere. If you look at the moon from the southern hemisphere, it's upside down. It's upside down compared to our typical image of the moon in the northern hemisphere, because you're looking at the moon. You are upside down from where the way you are on the northern hemisphere, and so you're looking at the moon, from a different angle. So the moon looks upside down to your perspective. That would not exist on a flat Earth. This is premised on the moon being down close to the horizon. If it's straight overhead, then all bets are off. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a situation where you're looking at the moon somewhat close to the horizon. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's in one orientation. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it's in an upside down, relatively speaking, orientation. That can only happen on a spherical Earth. There's no possible way you could make that work on a flat Earth. That's the evidence you're looking for. Taking a picture of the Earth from space, nothing is objectively upside down or right side up. So the upside down ship is a nonsensical ask. It just reflects your poor understanding of how the universe works. But again, I honestly, with all the evidence that we have, no evidence is going to convince somebody who wants to believe something as absurd as the Earth being flat.